Let me ask you a hard question. Have you ever messaged a girl, maybe one you were genuinely excited about, and started with something safe? Like, "Hi, how are you?" You waited. You hoped, maybe even prayed for a response. But instead you got ghosted, or worse. A single word reply. Good, no follow-up, no curiosity, no interest. And you sat there wondering, what did I do wrong? You're polite. You're respectful. You did everything right. And still, you got nothing? But here's the truth. Most guys never hear being nice is not the same as being unforgettable. Hi, how are you? Doesn't light up her imagination. It doesn't make her curious. It doesn't stir anything inside her, because every average guy she meets at work, on dating apps, at the gym, on the street, starts the exact same way. They all ask how she is. They all try to be polite, and they all disappear from her memory before she even puts her phone down. But what if I told you that the right words, the first few words out of your mouth, can be the difference between being instantly forgotten and being the one she keeps thinking about all day? This isn't about using tricks or pickup lines. It's about understanding the psychology of emotional connection. Because women don't respond to logic. They don't fall for niceness. They fall for energy, curiosity, playfulness, intrigue. And none of that exists inside the phrase, "Hi, how are you?" So in this video, I'm going to arm you with 6 specific phrases that instantly shift the dynamic, phrases that pull her into the moment, phrases that spark emotional attraction instead of polite disinterest. Because when you open with power, you don't just catch her attention. You earn her desire. This is Stoic paradox, where we decode the subtle psychology of attraction, not for the guy who wants to play the game, but for the man who wants to master his presence. Let me be clear about something. The world has changed. Dating has changed. And most men, they're stuck playing by old rules. They think being polite, agreeable, and nice is enough. They think showing interest is all it takes. They think if they just say, "Hi," and ask, "How are you?" a real connection will naturally grow. But they're wrong, because attraction doesn't grow from politeness. It grows from emotional spark. It grows from the unexpected. It grows from the moment a woman feels something, even if she doesn't fully understand why. That moment starts with your first words. So what if instead of sounding like every other guy, you opened with something different, something bold, something fun, something that invites her to feel, instead of just respond? That's what we're here for. Today, I'm about to walk you through 6 incredibly effective phrases that you can use in any setting, in person, over text, on a dating app, that instantly upgrade your presence. These phrases don't beg for attention. They command it. They don't chase validation. They project powerful masculine energy, calm, grounded, and charismatic. And when you say them, she'll feel like she's speaking to a man who gets it. A man who doesn't need permission to connect. A man who knows how to create emotional impact with a single sentence. So if you're tired of being forgettable, if you're done starting conversations that lead nowhere, if you're ready to walk into any interaction with quiet, undeniable confidence, then this video is for you. Let's change the way you start conversations forever. Let's make, "Well, how are you?" a thing of the past. And let's give her a reason to remember you before you even ask her name. Welcome to Stoic Paradox. Let's begin. Phrase number 1. You look like trouble. The kind I probably shouldn't be talking to. Why it works. This phrase flips the script immediately. It's playful, slightly mischievous, and oozes masculine confidence. It teases her, but not in a cruel way. It frames her as the one with the dangerous energy, while you're the composed, amused observer. Psychologically, This strikes a powerful chord. It makes her wonder, what does he see in me? And more importantly, why is he so comfortable saying that you've instantly created flirtatious tension while staying light and fun? And here's the key. You're not saying this to get approval. You're saying it because you can handle her reaction, whether she laughs, blushes, or raises an eyebrow. You're in control of the energy that's rare, and rare equals attractive. Phrase number 2. I'm curious what would surprise me about you, why it works. This one digs deeper, fast. Most guys ask questions like, what do you do? Where are you from? Yawn. But this question, it stops her brain. It makes her think. It shows you're interested in depth, not small talk. And it frames you as someone who's not just trying to fill the silence. You're inviting her to reveal a part of herself that most people never ask about it. Builds intrigue and opens the door to emotional connection. Most importantly, it shows her you're not looking for surface level. You want real. And that's a green flag that only high-quality women respond to. Phrase number 3. You're kind of intense. I like that, why it works. This one is subtle, but powerful. It shows you're not intimidated by her energy. In fact, you admire it. And unlike other guys who might try to flatter her with predictable compliments about her looks, you're giving her recognition for something deeper. Something internal intensity, when framed positively, suggests passion, confidence, depth. And when you reflect that back to her with this phrase, 2 things happen. She feels seen in a way most men never offer. She starts viewing you as a man who can handle her. That combination, magnetic phrase, number 4. Wait, don't tell me you've got a wild side, don't you? Why it works. This is flirtation disguised as intuition. You're playfully accusing her of something spicy without actually saying anything inappropriate. It creates a fun, safe space where she can either deny it with a smile or lean into it and let her playful side emerge. You're also making an emotional assumption, and that's powerful. You're not asking her for information. You're offering a perspective that paints her in an exciting light. She'll laugh. She'll get curious. She'll engage because you're speaking to the parts of herself she secretly wishes more men could notice. Phrase number 5. There's something about your energy. I haven't figured it out yet why it works. This is a psychological masterpiece. You're giving her a compliment that isn't concrete. You're not saying she's hot, or pretty, or funny. You're saying something much more compelling. You intrigue me. This puts her in the most emotionally stimulating position possible. She's not validated. She's mysterious, and now she wants to know more. What do you see? What are you picking up on? Why can't you figure me out? That's the hook. You've just built an open loop in her mind. And until it closes, she'll keep thinking about it, and about you. Phrase number 6. You don't seem like the type who's easily impressed. I respect that. Why it works. This is a power mirror. It acknowledges her strength, her standards, her independence, but does it in a way that also projects your own self-worth. You're not trying to win her over. You're recognizing her value while showing your own. And this subtle compliment does something extraordinary. It positions you as her equal, not a fan, not a pursuer, but a fellow sovereign, someone who respects high standards and isn't intimidated by them. It sparks mutual recognition, and that is the birthplace of real connection. These aren't tricks. They're not gimmicks. They're conversation-level power moves that trigger emotional resonance. When you speak with curiosity, playfulness, and calm confidence, you give her something she rarely experiences, the feeling of being seen challenged and attracted all at once. Because hi, how are you is a closed door. But these phrases, they're open windows. They let her imagination step through. They change the tone. They change the dynamic. They change everything. Now let me leave you with something real. Most men wander through the dating world like ghosts, unseen, unfelt, unremembered. Not because they're bad men, not because they're unattractive, but because they never learned how to speak in a way that stirs emotion. They play it safe. They follow the script. They say what they think they're supposed to say. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet. You hope your day is going well. And what do they get in return? Indifference, silence, or that dreaded cold smile that says, thanks, but no thanks. But not you, because now you know something they don't. Now you understand that real attraction isn't built with compliments. It's built with curiosity, with presence, with words that cut through the noise and hit something real inside her. The 6 phrases you learn today. They're not lines, they're invitations. They invite her to feel something different, something undeniable, something she won't forget the moment you walk away, or the second she closes that app. So I challenge you not just to memorize them, but to live them, to speak like a man who doesn't chase, but attracts to lead every interaction with playfulness, boldness, and grounded masculine energy. Because when you do, you don't just change your conversations, you change the way women experience you. And that is where real connection begins now. If this resonated with you, if you felt even a flicker of truth in what we explored today, then don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button. Because Stoic Paradox is your space to evolve. This channel isn't for the average man. It's for the few who want to rise above average, to build presence, to master emotion, to connect without chasing and lead without controlling. Turn on notifications because I release new videos every single week that will elevate your mindset, refine your presence, and sharpen your edge. And if you've ever found yourself stuck in a loop saying things you think you're supposed to say, but not getting the results you crave, leave a comment below. Tell me what you're struggling with. This isn't just a channel. It's a brotherhood, a place for men who are tired of pretending and ready to become unapologetically powerful. Until next time, speak with intention, lead with energy, and never settle for being forgettable. Because when you carry the paradox, she doesn't just notice you, she remembers you. This is I'll see you in the next